Hi guys, it's AruvaChan, and today I'm going to talk about the benefits and sort of downsides of getting expensive art supplies. And I want to explain kind of what the drawing is first. So I drew this picture on the left a few days ago, and I loved it. And I love the OC so much that I figured I want to give her more of an interesting backstory than what she has now, which is currently just cute anime girl. I really wanted to repurpose her, so I figured, what's something a cute rabbit girl could do? And there's not a lot of things that came to mind. She could be a model, or she could be I don't know, somebody just like at a grocery store who bags groceries. But I didn't want that for her. I wanted something special for her, something fun, because she seemed like a really cute and fun girl. And the theme I kind of rested on was magician or magician's assistant. I was really going for magician's assistant because when you pull a rabbit out of a hat, who pulls it? The magician. And I kind of really liked that idea, and the more I was kind of fiddling with the drawing, the more I really wanted her to be the magician. And like, maybe there's a fake magician on stage before she comes out of her hat, like he pulls her out of her hat, and then the show goes on with her as the magician, because I really love that. And you can see that I kind of went through a few different drawings the further on this goes, but I did stick with the second outfit. Okay, so getting into the actual topic, you are trying to decide, should I get more expensive art supplies? And I'm going to tell you that you should not. You should not get the more expensive art supplies. I'm gonna lay this out for you. You're a new artist, or a beginner artist, or an artist who's still making their way, and you are trying to figure out what your style is, what your technique is, and what your best medium is. And you currently only draw with pencil in your notebook, and your Crayola markers, and you're liking it, but you look on Instagram and DeviantArt and YouTube, and you see all these other people using really expensive but really good markers that make their drawings look really good. So you look online and you try to find those markers, and as you thought, they were really expensive. Now, you don't get discouraged though. You ask your parents, you say, "Mom, I really want these." And she says, "Well, maybe for your birthday, because they're really expensive." And you wait and you wait and you wait, and your birthday comes around, and your mom gets you a few markers, because they are like $10 a piece. So she gets you 5, which is $50. And you unpack them super crazy happy, and you go to your drawing area, your desk in your bedroom, and you pull them out, and you get your favorite Bic pen, and you draw your favorite character, and you look at those markers, and you open one, and you smell it a little bit, which you shouldn't do, but you do anyway. You smell it, and then you put the pen down on the paper, and nothing happens. No magic flows from this pen. No beauty comes from it, and it doesn't enhance your picture at all. But why? You've watched so many people use it, and it makes their art look so good. And you don't realize that the reason is because they've used worse stuff, and they learned how to incorporate that into their drawings to make it actually look good. So the moral of that story is, you're not going to be better at art just because you have the better art supplies. Now, that's kind of saying, like, don't buy that or you'll be sad when it doesn't work and you're not a better artist. Well, I'm not really saying it like that, because if you are a really good artist at the time, and you already know how to use stuff like Copic markers or, I don't know. Let me see, what's a different brand that I have? Artist Loft markers. Sorry, I had to pull from my drawer of expensive markers. If you already know how to use stuff like that, like you started at Crayola and you worked your way up, if you already know how to use markers in that medium, then this isn't for you. Then you probably already know, you probably already saved up for Copics or whatever kind of marker you love, or the expensive gouache paints that you really see like cool artists using. And you don't, this doesn't really apply to you. This is more applying to younger artists who want the expensive stuff because they see other people using the expensive stuff. Well, let me tell you, that was me. I was that kid. I always wanted Copics ever since I saw them in like middle school. And I am also really cheap. So like I didn't have a job until I was 18, 19 maybe. I didn't have a job until I was 19, so I wasn't getting any money, and I would ask for them every couple years, but I would never get them, which, you know, that's good. I shouldn't have gotten them because I wasn't ready for them. But I did get that like 100 pack of markers from my mom, and it was Crayola, and I didn't want to use it at all because I was like, this isn't the good stuff, this won't make my art look good, and I was like really sad. But I took it to school one day and I was drawing, and like I went to the library for a free period and I would take it out of my book bag, and they don't have any colors that are light enough to be skin tone, like a white girl skin tone. So I would use my colored pencils and color most of it, and then I would get my markers out and I would try to color some of the background or some of the hair, and it would always come out so bad, and I would blame the markers because I didn't know how to use them. Until I was probably like a senior in high school, I didn't know how to use markers at all. By the time I was a senior, I had a study hall twice a day, because when you're a senior, you either take all of your classes and have like blow-off classes, or you are like super focused on what your major is, depending on what kind of school you have. Like my school didn't have anything for my major, which wasn't a major. Like I didn't have a major, so I didn't have anything. I just had blow-off classes. So I had like 3 study halls and like 3 gyms for whatever reason. But I used my study halls as basically like a I don't know, not freelance art, like almost like a what's the word? It's what artists do. They have their own class because they are too good for any other art class. I was not too good for any other art class, by the way. I'm just saying I had enough time to use it as my art class, so I did. And I would try different pens. Like I would go to Walmart and I would get different pens from the pen section and see which ones I liked better, which I actually still do this, by the way. I have let me see. Let me dig through mine. I have Sharpies that I still use. Like I used one yesterday. If you follow me on Amino, you might see that I post a few things with Sharpies and just like regular pens. Sorry, as I get back here. Oh, that's ink. Where's my ink? As you can see, probably as you can hear, I'm a total mess. Like I have a pen drawer because that's the medium I use the most. Like I'm currently at my desk, and my desk has like 5 sections. Like it's a mirror desk, so I have drawer 1, I have a lift up thing where my computer is and my microphone is, and I have drawer 2. My drawer 2 consists of my tablet, some gouaches, and my vitamins. But the pull-up drawer, the one that everything is sitting up on, has my markers, it has my gouache, it has my acrylics, it has my watercolors, and those are only, like, I do a few paintings with those, but those are mostly, like, just, like, when I'm feeling it. Like, I have a gouache set that's just out, always, because I I'll paint with it consistently. And I have an acrylic set to like experiment with because gouache is expensive, and I know acrylic isn't. Like, the set of gouache that I got, it's got like maybe 12 tubes, and I got it at, it was a store that I had to go like 2.5 hours away to get, because I live in the middle of nowhere, and there's no art stores around me other than Michael's, which isn't really an art store, it's more of like a hobby store. You know what? I got my gouaches from Hobby Lobby. The closest Hobby Lobby to me, which was like 3.5 hours away from me. I remember. But the set was only like $7. And me being a little cheapy, I bought it. Like, I've never painted with gouache before that, and I assumed it was like better watercolors, which it is. It's very much like, it's like a mix between watercolors and acrylic. But I can explain that on a different video. But I got the cheap one instead of getting like the fancy $30 set or whatever. $30 for a tube gouache. And I absolutely love it. Like, you can tell it's not as good a quality as some of the professionals, but honestly, it works for me, and I absolutely love it. Like, I'm such a fan of watercolors. Like, that's what I used in college. I basically did everything in watercolors. Like, I had to paint an entire, like, scene. Like, I painted a painting. I had a copy a painting from some guy my artist teacher was, or my art professor, sorry. My art professor was kind of obsessed with him, and, like, I have his palette, his paint palette, which is huge. John Pike, I believe. His name is John Pike, and he painted like outside backgrounds, I guess. Like, I've got a painting from him that I did, and I could even post a picture of it if I can figure it out where I found it, or figure out how to. I can post a picture of it. Let me take a picture of it and put it in. But I painted the entirety of it with watercolors in college, and it was difficult because I like to layer when I'm doing watercolors. Like, I'll do something really light with one color just to make sure that I like that color, and then I'll go in later with another color or with the same color and I'll darken it up a bit. But I used a set that my professor gave me, which was student grade, which is perfect because, one, I didn't have to pay for it, and two, I like the thinner stuff, I guess. Like, artist grade it's more expensive, but it's more pigmented, I guess, so you get a lot more color for a little bit of paint. But I don't really need that kind of stuff because, one, I don't watercolor too much anymore. Like, I'll do it occasionally when I post gouache paintings, but it's not a necessity for me. And if I was just a watercolor painter, I would have a very good kit of watercolor. Like, for me, I do a lot of my art in my sketchbook or on these little teeny tiny, like, 4x8s, like, little canvases, and that's where I post most of my stuff. Like, I'll post it on Amino, and if you follow me on there, you've probably already seen some of my watercolors and some of my gouaches, but I do a lot of my stuff online. Like, everything you guys see, unless it's a live drawing, everything you see from Speedpaints is done on a tablet. Now, this is where my advice really comes into play. Do not get an expensive tablet when you are first starting out. Now, I know it's very tempting. Like, I still want a Cintiq. I do. I really do. Because I have been drawing for over 10 years on a tablet, and my wrists are starting to hurt, which I know that's bad on me because I have bad posture and I have, you know, a bad technique when drawing. Like, for the longest time I held it up because it was easier than like putting it on a desk and drawing, which is kind of what I do now. Do not get an expensive tablet. Do not get an expensive tablet. I had somebody contact me from Huion, I believe that's how they are pronounced, from Huion, discussing a $20 tablet. And it's like a 4x8 tablet, and it's really cute. And like I said, it's only $20. My first tablet was probably let's see, let me get my ruler. It was probably seven by 7 maybe, and that wasn't even the entirety of the tablet. It was probably a 4x4 space where I could draw, and that was my first tablet, and I used that for years. Like, the only reason I upgraded to another tablet was because my pen died, and I was so sad because the settings were already preset on my old tablet, and I didn't have to fiddle with anything, and it was perfect for me. Like, I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have any sensitivity, which I didn't really think about when I was younger, but it actually, the more tablets I got, the better it was. Like, I got this new tablet because I'm really thinking it wasn't the pen, it was the cord. The cord might have died, or maybe it was just a Christmas present because I'd had it so long. But my next tablet, I had pen pressure, which I'm sure you can get a tablet with pen pressure now. It just, when I was younger, which was probably in like 2009 or something, 2010, when I was like 13. I know, I'm really old. It was like 2009, and I had only just begun to learn about tablets, and I picked out my first tablet. And honestly, I didn't try to use any of the drivers or try to figure out how to do anything because I didn't know how to. But I'm very positive that almost all tablets now, like even the $20 one, they will give you pen pressure, I guess. I'll put a link in the description to the pen tablet that I was talking about, but I don't know if I'm gonna review it because maybe I will. If you guys are interested in it, I'll definitely review the tablet. I'll buy it myself and I'll review it for you. Just let me know. And if it is a thing you guys are interested in, I will definitely buy it and review it. But you gotta let me know. And that's sort of like it's an important thing to think about when you're buying a tablet. Like, is it gonna be costly for you? And if the answer is yes, then you should not buy it. Okay, so like, I really want a Cintiq, or any other one that's kind of like that. Like, I've seen a few out there that have the screen on it, mostly because I no longer enjoy the just plain black format one. Like, the one I have currently is a Wacom Pen and Touch Bamboo, and it's very old. I've had it since I lived in New Hampshire, which was over 7 years ago. It still works beautifully, and the only reason I got it was because I had lost the pen to my other one, and I was so sad. Like, I had lost it probably in like early November, and like I had to go back to touchpad drawing, and I still remember like looking at all of my drawings that I had on DeviantArt, and you can tell where the touchpad came in and where the tablet came in. But for Christmas, my parents had gotten me this, and I was super happy, like so elated. And when we moved, I found my pen tablet again, and like it was like, hallelujah, I've got 3 tablets now. I also don't know if I should do a giveaway with those because they are old, And like I've got a really small one still. It still has like the drivers and stuff with it. And I've got the second one, which is not as old, but it's still quite old. Even the pen and touch one, it's old. Like, I probably got it when I was 17 or 18, and I'm 22 now. Or, oh gosh, I'm 23 now. Man, I can't even remember. I'm 23 now, so when I got it, if I was 17, that would have been like 6 years ago? 6 years ago. Okay. So it's not as old, but it's probably almost as old as some of you guys. But you really don't need a Cintiq when you're first starting out. Like, a lot of you probably would want one if you saw what it was and if you knew what it was, because it's just like drawing on a notebook, where your paper is right in front of you and you can look down at your paper and you can draw on it. Now, there are some that aren't as expensive. Like, I've seen some that are $600, but I'm hesitant to, like, check them out because I currently don't have any money. Like, I'm not working an actual job. I'm doing art at the moment. So my only income is from YouTube or you guys commissioning me. And I haven't gotten any YouTube checks yet, but like maybe once I've gotten a little bit of money from you guys, or not you guys, YouTube, I'll buy one and review it, or if they send me one, I'll review it. But I still haven't bought a really good tablet. And I figure one day I'll get one, or, you know, maybe I'll go to art school. I don't know. One day I'll get one, and I'll review it, and I'll tell you guys not to buy it because it's so expensive or whatever. I already know now. I'll tell you not to buy it because it's not worth it. It's not worth it when you're this young. Like, if I continue into this career, I will definitely get one because I'll genuinely need one. And it's not about just wanting one. That's the thing. Like, my current setup right now is just me connecting to my computer and drawing on Photoshop and doing whatever and then making a picture. This is you're watching me doing whatever part, so. But if in the future I am selling more art professionally and have my own website and need to make art almost every day, I'll probably buy one, because my thing, I like looking at my art when I'm drawing it, and I'm the person who leans over their art and looks at it really close to make sure that I got everything that I like. Like, I look for imperfections, like, immediately. And I can't really do that on a computer screen. I mean, I can zoom in, but it's not quite the same. But I would say don't buy anything like that. Don't look for the most expensive things. Like, if you are going to buy a screen tablet, like if you're an older artist and you're looking for a more professional experience, like if you've gone to art school and you know they use those kind of tablets, and you don't feel comfortable using a regular tablet anymore, or whatever, you have the money, buy it. Just buy it. Because the chances are, if you have the money and you're willing to spend it, you're probably not going to regret it. Probably. Don't quote me on that. But, like for me, once I make enough money on here, I'm probably going to start saving it. And maybe I will go to art school. I'd love to be professionally trained. And, like, I've already gone through 2 years of college with a little bit of art, and it's nowhere near what I could accomplish, really. Like, the stuff that I made in art school, really, it was beautiful. Like, you saw the one picture before, but I can imagine that it's nothing compared to going to art school. Like, I want to be pushed in that way, and I know that I can do it myself. it's just difficult. Like, I know there's so many other artists out there who they push themselves. Like, H. Brown, I believe. She's an artist who, she's built herself up, and she makes herself do art every day, just so she can be better and make her comic, and art is her full-time job. Like, it literally is her full-time job. Like me, I'm doing it because, like, it's the only job I have right now. But it's her full-time job. So, things like that. It's kind of tangent off the don't buy expensive art supplies to I want to go to art school eventually. That's, you know, that's probably every artist's dream. I want to go to art school eventually. But no, back to the serious topic of don't buy expensive art supplies. Like, I know you're looking at those Copics. I know you are, because you go to Hobby Lobby, or you go to Barnes & Nobles, or wherever. Barnes & Nobles, what is it? Barnes & Nobles, sure, they have Copics now. You go to Barnes & Nobles, and you look at all those expensive Copics, and you think to yourself, man, I'd be a better artist with those. No, you would not. Trust me, you would not be a better artist. You would be the same artist with pigmented colors. Which is the saddest thing to think about, because you just wasted a lot of money. Like, you buy 3 Copic markers, and they are $20 a piece. No, they're $10 a piece. What am I saying? They are $10 a piece. And you've wasted $30 on 3 markers, when you could have wasted $20 on 100 markers. Now, if you are the rich kid, your family is rich, and they are willing to buy it for you, like I said about the tablet thing, just buy it. Who cares? It's no big deal for you. So, you know, do what you want. I'm not saying don't buy it if you know, can afford it. I'm saying don't buy it if you, one, think it's gonna make you better, which it won't, unfortunately. I know from experience, it does not make you better. Or if you think, what was my first one? Don't buy it if you think it'll make you better, and don't buy it if you don't have any money. Like, for real. Don't buy expensive art supplies if you are broke. Like, I know I do this so much. Like, I got like $30 in my bank account, and I'll buy $20 worth of art supplies. Why? Because I'm stupid, and I'm gonna make the mistakes so you guys don't have to. And you know, just be stupid, I guess. I don't know. I'm dumb. Don't be dumb like me. Be smart, and don't buy this expensive art supplies. I know you see the little Crayola pack right next to the Copics. Pick that up instead. Tell your mom, say, hey mom, I want this for Christmas, or I want this for my birthday. Or, can I get this? Chances are she'll say yes, especially if you showed her the Copics. Show her the Copics first and say, wow, I really want markers. And then go look at the price, say, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. Show your mom that it's expensive, because it's a better chance of you getting the cheaper ones. Show your mom it's expensive. And then walk over to the other ones, walk over to the Crayola, and say, Mom, this is 100 for only $20. Can I get these? Chances are she's going to say yes. Unless she's also poor. And then, you know, can't help it. Yes. But I will definitely, if you guys want me to show you the difference between these marker sets, like, I just got a new marker set for Christmas. I got a whole thing of Crayola, which is why I kind of keep bringing it up. I got a whole thing of Crayola, 100 markers for $20 or whatever for Christmas. And I haven't even opened it yet. And I've got a little thing of Copics that I have opened, and I've played with a little bit, so I kind of know how those work. If you guys want me to do like a stream or like a video on how each one works, I will definitely show you, and I'll even show you some of my older drawings, because I still have a few that have when I use the Crayola markers, and then I have new ones, one even that I did yesterday where it's Copics. Alright, that's it for me today. I hope you really enjoyed this video, because it kind of went off on a little tangent, but you know, that's how it goes. Anyway, like and subscribe, because if you liked it, like it. If you like me, subscribe to me. I love you. And leave a comment on any experience you had with this. Like, I know a lot of people buy the expensive stuff and they regret it almost immediately. So tell me in the comments if you have anything like this, and also tell me if you want me to review that tablet, because I totally will. Or if you have any art related questions, just pop them down in the comments and I will get back to you ASAP. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye!